Hi guys, it's Frankie from Frankie Watch. Good to see you all again here in the east side island of Hong Kong, Aldrich Bay. Coming to evening time here, beautiful day. And I have a watch I want to share with you guys because it's very rare that I pick up a watch I've been thinking about for so long. And I finally did it. Here it is, folks. This is the Rolex Air King reference 126900 on the wrist. And you may be wondering, my gosh, what are you doing, Frankie? This watch is ugly. This watch is heinous. This is the worst Rolex in the catalog. How could you buy this watch? Well, my friends, I truly believe that this is one of those love it or hate it watches. Either you love it or you hate it. And I fall in the camp of absolutely loving it. I'll share with you guys a story. When I first got into watches and I started working at Watchbox, when I went for the interview, I did ask my then, well, not boss yet, but now my former boss, if he could pick one first Rolex to buy, which would it be? The Oyster Perpetual 41mm, the Rolex Explorer, or the Rolex Air King? He said go for the Explorer. In the end, actually, the Explorer is the only watch that I don't own of those three. I own the OP green dial. It's still my favorite Rolex, but I kind of wanted him to pick this one. Why? Because this Rolex Air King has been on my mind for the longest time. Folks, I know it's not for everyone. And I know if you look at the dial there, yeah, you can see there's a lot of numbers. There's a lot of numbers. But what I love about this Air King is that it is now, I feel, truly the professional sports Rolex that it always wanted to be. And talking about the dimensions, we have that 40mm case, just under 12 millimeters thickness. You can see it there on the wrist. It is very, very slim, guys. Super slim, a little bit thicker than my OP, but not by much. I loved the dome bezel, actually, more than I realized I would. Just the light effects on it are very cool. And the dial, we've heard about the dial being more balanced now, as you can see with the 05. This is not a watch that everyone's gonna love, but I love it because of the green accents, green being my favorite color. And this being, other than maybe the GMT, the Destro, and a few others currently in production, but at this price point, to get this kind of green accent, I think is just fantastic. And one thing I'll tell you about this Air King that I love, that lollipop seconds hand, that green lollipop seconds hand is just amazing. Now, as you can see, it's now expanded in terms of lug width. We have now a 21mm lug width versus the previous generation 20, which means you have a quite thicker, more beefier bracelet, which I do like. And you have that easy link. You have the entire kind of bracelet experience that I gotta say really feels like a GMT Master 2 or even like a Submariner without the glide lock. But as you can see with the wrist roll there, it is a stunning watch. And you know, one of my friends said it recently. He said, Frankie, any Rolex is a good watch. Any Rolex is a good watch. And I think for the price, because I did pick this one aftermarket, but only slightly above retail, very slightly above retail, this is one heck of a watch. 100 meters water resistance. You have that 3230 movement, same as in my Oyster Perpetual. And I just think it wears beautifully. It's a little bit slab-like in that way, but I think it's, at least on my wrist, I think it looks great. I'm loving it so far. Yes, the lug to lug is a little bit long. It's close to 50 millimeters, but I still think it looks great. And the lume on this is also really nice. Not as good as on my OP, which has it all on the markers all around, but on the 369, it's a terrific watch, guys. Don't let people dissuade you. Don't let people tell you that this is a trash Rolex, that this is a piece of garbage, that this is the worst watch in their lineup. I think pound for pound and for the money, if you can get over the look of the dial, or if you're in that camp that doesn't like the dial, then maybe this watch isn't for you. But if you have any sort of interest, or you've been looking at this watch and for some reason it speaks to you. Well, that's what it's done for me. It's spoken to me. The font, the Air King font, which you can't really see at the moment there, I think it's great. Yeah, there's a lot of different fonts, but I think it's great. And the way it wears on the wrist is just fantastic. So all in all, guys, my first impressions here, we're only a couple days in with this Air King. And I must say it is now my second favorite watch in my collection, next to the Oyster Perpetual green dial. And it's just great to have a sports Rolex on the wrist once again. But hit me up in the comments. What are your thoughts on this 126900 reference Rolex Air King? Do you like the new kind of crown guards look? Do you like the more sporty look of this watch? Or do you still think it's a dog? Hit me up in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. And that's it for this one. If you liked it, give me that thumbs up. And if you love the content of Frankie Watch, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell icon for future updates. I'll leave you now with another close-up there. And also that Rolex with the green and the yellow. It just pops. I think it's beautiful. It's not for everyone, but it definitely is for me. The Rolex Air King. Latest reference. Finally on my wrist. I love it. So that's it. And this is Frankie Watch saying, time's up. Have a good one. Oh, and the AR coating, it works pretty well. Not 100% well, but it's on the bottom side, similar to the OP. And I think this is just a great watch. Don't be dissuaded, guys. It's a great watch. Have a good one.